What is going on, everyone? We are finally here. We're going to be discussing Rampage. Yes, the Rampage game that started for this movie, it was just absolutely amazing. I just got done watching it, so I figured I'd go ahead and share with you guys my thoughts on this movie. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. Guys, this movie was really good. It wasn't one of those where you were like, what the hell? This is like a cheap knockoff of like Godzilla slash King Kong, whatever, because it was actually a really good movie. And every actor and actress did absolutely amazing in this as well. It starts off with Dwayne Johnson teaching a couple of zoologists basically for his character because he plays as a character by the name of Davis, and he is wanting to teach these two other characters how to manage with a gorilla habitat. And we see, of course, two different gorillas, female, and then we see another one, which he is trying to the younger male is trying to, I guess, mate with one of the other females. And then when he starts attacking one of the other zoologists that is in there, he basically starts running, and then when that happens, we meet the alpha male, which is George. George is the albino ape, and he is best friends with the character that Dwayne Johnson plays, named by the name of Davis. Davis found him when he was very young. We later find out in the story, which I'm going to tell you guys here in a minute, that he saved him from poachers. He saw his mother get butchered by poachers, and then that's when Davis saved him and brought him to the zoo and pretty much raised him from a baby. So they know each other very well. They're practically family. And then of course, we meet where after he leaves something in the beginning of the movie where there was experiments going on at a company that was doing experiments on different animals. It goes from on a space station, and after the space station explodes, it goes into three different locations. One is in the gorilla habitat, one is in a the water where a crocodile is, and another one is in a outland of where one of the wolves does get it. Now again, which each of these they do show that they gain speed, strength, as well as height, and they are extremely intelligent but also very fierce at the same time. So they basically enlarge amounts of power, and they're just a huge powerhouse. And we meet the company that is doing this to these animals is a company, and they send out their, I guess their specialist by the name of Burke, which is played by Joe. I don't know how to say his last name, Magaline. He basically goes after every single one of these. He goes after George first. After George does get discovered after killing a gorilla, it was an accident because of his anger, his rage, and Dwayne Johnson's character is trying to calm him down. And when he does escape the facility, right after they meet the character by the name of Kate, informs everyone that there is a massive issue, that she can reverse this. So he says, okay, just give me a chance. We got to calm him down. And when that happens, they show up in a helicopter, and then they take him down. And then they go after the wolf, which has the ability to fly as well. And when that happens, the wolf destroys that entire special forces and everything else. And then we also meet Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character, Harvey Russell. He was kind of like I don't know. I really liked his character in this. He was really cool. He was like the way he was portrayed was like an old cowboy or something. It was really cool because he just kept on saying like, I guess we old cowboys got together. He was with the FBI, and he was in charge with handling these monsters. And throughout the movie, he kind of goes with sticking to his job, but then Dwayne Johnson's character convinces him that for the best of this, we need to work together and we need to stop this threat. And then when they reveal all these animals, it's just absolutely crazy because when they are in the plane, that's when George does get loose, which is shown from the trailer. And Davis as well as Kate is on the plane, shows Russell, and George gets loose because of a signal that is being turned on from the company that did this to them. And they are wanting to lead all the beasts there so they could control them even further. And that is why George just like wakes up out of sleep after they sedated him heavily, and he just starts ripping apart the plane. And when all this happens, the plane does crash, and Davis as well as Kate and Russell survive after they have to use their parachutes to escape, and George does survive as well. And then later on in the movie, they go to the military base, and they find out that George as well as the Wolf is going to Chicago where the building is. So they're already figuring it out. Okay, we got to go to Chicago. We got to evacuate. So pretty much as you expect, the military does get involved even more heavily, and they try to basically kill George as well as this Wolf. And it doesn't end very well. They're basically using every military force they have to destroy these creatures. And when that happens, as well as Davis, as well as Kate, they go into a helicopter after they steal it from the military base, and they find out that there is another creature, which is a crocodile, which is absolutely massive. So these three creatures, animals, they basically are destroying the entire Chicago area, and they finally reach the facility of where this is happening, and the two ones that is running it, which is a brother and a sister, they're getting ready to leave after, of course, the FBI raided them earlier in the movie, and they have not really a cure, but they have something to seclude the rage in these monsters. It is not exactly a cure, but Dwayne Johnson as well as the character Kate finds this, and then they want to give it to George so that way at least they'd have one on their side, because right now George is so filled up with rage and everything, he's not listening. He won't talk to Davis because they sign language, so he will not talk to him. They have a very good relationship, but this does not help with the rage. And after they confront these two characters, the one that is the female, she is the lead of this facility, and she basically tells them, which is by the name of Claire, she basically tells them that you need to give me this, and when that happens, basically she does give them an alternative. Okay, you do this, or I'm going to kill every last one of you, which is interesting because I thought that actually we are going to be saying something a little different, but I thought it was really cool how they're like, okay, watch this. So they basically give her up, puts the antidote on her, and basically gives her to George so he can eat her, and that's how he gets back on their side. And throughout the rest part of the movie, Davis tells Claire that, or Kate, that she needs to go to find Russell to call off an airstrike because now they're wanting to drop bombs on the city to stop this threat. And he basically tells George, are you with me? And he just was like, all right, yeah, let's kick some ass. So that's when they're basically taking on the wolf as well as the crocodile. And with Dwayne Johnson's character, he is able to trick the wolf into being attacked by the crocodile, and the crocodile bites the head off of the wolf, and then we just have George and the crocodile, and it uses everything to take down this monster. I mean, George, he's been shot, he's been stabbed and everything by military and by these animals, and then George is with Davis, and they're just trying to take down the crocodile. They're using everything. They're using rockets, they're using bombs, they're using bullets. Nothing is wanting to take this character down. Nothing's wanting to take down this beast. And then finally, after the entire fight, after it looks like George is about ready to get killed, Davis does the unthinkable. He gets into another helicopter and he just starts shooting. And this was a badass fight. I mean, I gotta tell you guys, this was just a badass fight. I mean, I remember playing the game, but they actually brought it to life of how they did this, just destroying everything from military to buildings. They brought down so many buildings in this movie, and everything was just pure chaos. And when this happens, looks like Davis is about ready to get killed by the crocodile after the crocodile has kind of like cornered him, and then George comes in after being impaled by a basic part of the building. He basically tears it off and he jumps onto the crocodile, impaling him in the eye. So George finally kills him, and then George lays down, and it does look like at the end of it, he basically tells him, he says, yeah, we saved the city, we did good, and he basically, it looks like he kind of passes out or he dies, and then Russell and Kate show up, and he says that he saved a lot of people. He says, yeah, he did, and it looks like George was basically faking. George had a sense of humor, and he'd always mess with Davis, and he was asking her, asking him, like, are y'all two friends? And he says, yeah, and then he was basically getting dirty, because George and Davis, they would always like he'd give the finger at him and everything like that. It was funny. It was just like this was a lot of fun to see in this movie, because George was actually a very lovable character. He was very comedic, even though he was talking to him through sign language. He was very smart, and he was very he was just so intelligent. He was a lot of fun. And he goes, okay, he says, we got to help these people, and he says, we got to find George a new home. And then Kate goes, well, where are we gonna put him? He says, well, we're not putting him on a plane. So it does look like there will be another movie, but it does end with George helping other people get down from other buildings, and everybody just trying to repair from the chaos. But this movie was really good. I have to give it maybe probably a 9 out of 10, maybe a 9.5. It was a really good movie. It was a lot of fun. It had a lot of comic episodes in here. Um, of course, I love George. George was an amazing character. Um, Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character was absolutely badass. I loved his character. He was a smart ass. He was really laid back. And he was just one of those characters that's like, dude, I love this character because of the way he's coming across. So it did an amazing job. Dwayne Johnson did an amazing job of this movie as well. I was very satisfied because, again, I played this Rampage when I was younger. And I'm very happy that they did not screw up the movie. They did very well for story. The characters were great as well. They actually kept it to the game as much as they could, but they also put a good story in the mix as well. So we can only see what's going to happen if they're going to be doing another movie. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Did you go see Rampage yet? Have you not seen Rampage yet? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. What you think about the movie? Did you like the movie? Did you not like about the movie? I didn't have a whole lot of issues with this movie like I thought I would, but it was actually just a very decent film. So I do recommend it. Links down below, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you guys like the content I provide, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Peace.